Welcome to birthdaypartymagician.com. My name's Julian. You know, I'm thinking of giving this magic up and going into mind reading. And I reckon I'm going to be so good, I'm going to have to go on tour. So if I go on tour, I'm going to need people to go with me. Let me give you a mind reading audition. Please look at one of these cards. Let me mix them up. I want you to think of one of these cards. One of these. Think carefully. Which one? You'd like this one here? All these cards have blue backs. But the card that you chose is the only one with a red back. I think you're hired. Here's what you need to do this trick. I used 8 cards. You can use 6, you can use 10, you can use 12 as long as it's an even number. And the cards need to have different coloured backs. They need to be in alternating order. So I've got red, blue, red, blue. You could easily do this. You could make it blue, red. It doesn't matter as long as they're alternating. Here's the thing about mixing these cards up. At the start, I gave them a little mix where I took the cards from the top to the bottom. So I'm cutting them from the top to the bottom. As long as I cut from the top to the bottom, and it doesn't matter how many cards. There's 5, there's 3, there's 1, there's 4. As long as they go from the top to the bottom, you will not disturb the order of the cards. So it's a really effective way of showing that the cards are mixed up, and you haven't pre-arranged them in any set order without actually saying it. You don't have to say that. Spread the cards out. Ask them to touch one of those cards. In this instance, let's use the Queen of Clubs. Now, that was like that. If they touch the Queen of Clubs, you take off the cards above it and then drop the Queen. The cards that are above, these ones up here, now go underneath the other cards. Push that to the front. Show the cards and say, look, these cards have all got red backs. Now, they don't all have red backs. You know that because they're mixed. But what you do is you thumb off the top card and then you turn it, that's a single card, and this handful of cards over. And it looks like that this card here has a red back. It doesn't. It actually has a blue back. But in the move, that's what it looks like. It goes past everyone. So you thumb it off, turn them both over, turn them back. Put the single card on the table, then take the top card off and put it on top. You repeat that again. Thumb off the top card, turn it over, show, turn it back, put the single card down, put the top one on top of it. Do it again. Slide it off, turn it over, top card down, top one on top. You're now left with one card. You turn that over. It too has a red back. You use this to turn over the card on the table. Just put your finger on one side and use it to flip. You do this because it really shows that there are 2 coloured backs. It really strengthens the impact of the trick. So flip it over and say, well, you know, the card that you chose is the only one with a blue back. You then take the card that you're holding, put it on top, take that chosen card, put it on top, and you are now reset. The cards are in order to go straight into that trick, so they can go back in your pocket and you can do it again later without even having to look at those cards. Okay, here's some tips. What happens if when you spread the cards out, somebody chooses one of the end cards? All you do is you drop that on the table, then you go straight into it. You turn those over, and that will be the red one down there. Put that one back on there. If they chose that end down there, same thing, you turn over and you go straight into it. That's down there. In fact, it's even easier. What happens if you don't have red and blue cards or any other different colour cards? Just find an old deck of cards. Go through, get them to touch one, and go through the routine. These cards are all regular cards. You shouldn't have chosen that card because it's the one that's sick. It's got the big, awful disease spots over it. Just go through with the texter and draw some big spots on the cards. You can have a little bit of fun like that. Another option is just to get some cards and get some stickers or some tape and put a cross. So you could do right card and wrong card, or you could simply write right and wrong on them and do the trick there. Alright, hope you have fun with that, and remember, if I can do it, you can do it.